This is our lightweight overland truck camper. I'm going to give you a full walkthrough of this pop-up truck camper by 4-Wheel Campers. This is the Hawk Plus, which is a new model for 4-wheel campers that we helped them design. We used to live full-time out of a Hawk for a couple years, but this new model has a bunch of features that really set it apart. First, it is self-contained, meaning it has a gray tank built in. It's a bit longer, so it fits on the Norwold bed better, bigger battery bank, more solar, and a bunch of other features that I can't wait to show you. The truck that the camper is mounted on is our 2000 Ford F350 with the 7.3 liter diesel power stroke and 4x4. It's mounted on a Norweld tray that I will show you in more detail when we come back outside and do the full walk around. But I would say let's go inside and I'll show you all the features in there. All right. The biggest difference between the Hawk Plus and the Hawk is the size. So this is about 12 inches longer than the Hawk, which makes the dinette 6 inches longer, and then they give you an extra 6 inches of floor space and countertop space. I really like the size of this dinette because when Kate and I are here, there's enough room for us to sit and we're not bumping legs into each other. I can sit on this side, she can sit on this side, or we can have 4 people here. This dinette also converts into a bed, which I will show you later. And then all of the windows here offer a nice view. Another new feature is that all of these windows have this thermal layer, which do a good job of keeping hot and cold out of the camper. There's also the optional thermal layer here for the canvas. And that thermal layer also helps keep a lot of the extra light and things out. So if you're a late riser or you're doing an overnight in a Walmart parking lot where they have all the lights on, those won't come through the canvas and keep you up or wake you up. Speaking of sleeping, let me show you the second bed. All right, and here is the second bed. Now, this is definitely big enough for an adult or maybe 2 kids if you have them. If you're really close and you feel like snuggling all night long, then it's perfect for 2 adults. What Kate and I like to do with this space is occasionally turn it into a day bed where we can just kick back, set up our laptop, watch a movie, or just relax and work without the table here. I'm 5'11", and there is plenty of room for me to sleep without hitting my head or my feet really touching the wall. And you could also use this if you're someplace and don't want to put the top up, or it's really windy and you don't want to put it up, so you can just sleep down here with the top down. As I convert this back into a dinette, I'm going to show you a few other features. I love the amount of storage that's in here. This is a huge open bay. There is an exterior door, which is a new feature. And this is big enough to fit luggage if you wanted to. For example, when we first got this camper, I had my carry-on luggage. I just opened it up in half, laid it in there, and I didn't have to unpack all my clothes, which was nice. There's also storage on the driver's side. Now this storage bay is slightly smaller than what it used to be because this is now the propane cabinet. When we're putting together the order for our Hawk Plus, we included the shower option, which we really like and we use. So this is where the shower basin is. All the water for this drains out to the side and you need to hook up a hose or something there to capture the water. This does not go into the built-in gray tank. The shower curtain hangs from the ceiling by different hooks. Once the shower curtain is set up, take your shower wand and there is a connection down here where you connect your shower wand into and allows you to control the hot and cold water. Inside the shower, there's a clip where you mount your shower head to and then you can take your shower. 4-Wheel Campers allows you to essentially custom build your camper with all the different options and things that you want for it. So when Kate and I were going through the build process along with ordering the shower and a number of other options, we got to pick the countertops, table, and fabric that we wanted. And we really like the bamboo. Although I will say it does require a bit more care and maintenance. It will scratch and stain if you're not taking care of it. That said, I love the color combination in here with the black, the kind of greenish fabric, and the bamboo countertops. Now, above me, another new thing for four-wheel campers is the option for a 12-volt AC unit. We've gotten to use this. It is fantastic. It cools the camper down well, and it doesn't draw all that much power. So I think at full blast in the sun, we were drawing something like 50 amps. And with the 500 watts of solar on the roof, the solar midday was almost keeping up with the AC unit. Now, in terms of battery power, we have 810 amps of lithium batteries. And down here, we have a 2000 watt Xantrex Pure Sine inverter. Now, with 810 amp hours of lithium batteries, those are all located in here. That is 5 batteries in total. This comes standard with a single lithium battery. And if you go up to 2 lithiums, then you can add on the inverter. So the 2 lithiums live in here. The other 3 are in this cabinet, which would normally be storage unless you're upgrading your battery system. The power system in here has been incredible. The solar has been doing a great job of keeping up, but we also have the truck tied in with the camper, so that when we're driving, the alternator on our truck is charging up the batteries in here along with the solar while we go down the road. All of this is being managed by our Red Arc system. Now, there is a lot to go into with this Red Arc system. I may need to do a separate video about it, but one of the things we love so much about it is we have a Bluetooth app on our phone, and we can control basically most of the functions in this camper directly from the phone. So I can turn the lights off and then back on. I can control the water pump and various other things, including the exterior lights. So when you're driving into camp at night, you can turn on the exterior lights so you can see where you're going. A couple other features I really like about this Red Arc system is the fact that when our battery, like right now, is completely full, what it's doing is taking energy from the solar panels and using it to trickle charge our truck batteries to keep them nice and topped off. And in the case that we kill our truck batteries and they die on us, this has the ability to charge those so we can get a jump. We've had to use it before, and it actually worked out really well. The brains of the whole operation are all down here. So we've got the Red Arc system, master cutoff, fuses, and breakers. As I mentioned, there's a lot to discuss about the Red Arc system. So if you're interested in a dedicated video about that and kind of the whole system in here in general, let me know down in the comments below. Now let's get into the rest of the camper with the galley. This has a 2-burner induction stove. Do you really call them burners on inductions? But one fun feature with this is you can remove it and take it outside to cook, as there is an outlet outside. There's a sink. Now this sink is tied in with the gray water tank, which is 5 gallons, and we have 40 gallons of onboard fresh water, which is double what we had before. It's awesome. Here's our fridge, little lock to keep it from opening while we're going down the road, and it has a small freezer. Below the fridge is this drawer. We use this for pots and pans and other things, and they do have an option for a larger fridge, but if you get that, you lose this drawer, which we really like. Some more storage down here, and even more storage down here, along with access to the water pump, water lines, and things if you ever need to do any maintenance down there. This is a control panel for the Truma heater system. This runs off of propane, 120 outlets, more breakers. And this is the control panel for the Truma AquaGo. This is an on-demand hot water heater that also runs off of the propane tanks. There's a 12-volt outlet and USB charging ports. Now, our favorite feature of the four-wheel camper is the bed. So this is a queen size bed, which is standard. We've actually upgraded the mattress because we like something a little bit thicker, but the mattress that comes with it is nice. They do offer extensions for this. So we got the, call it the Uber King extension. So there's this rail that we can pull an extension out, and we get 2 more sections of bed in here, and it's long enough for me at 5'11" to sleep north-south and still have extra room. The only problem is if we bring it all the way out, then we can't access the toilet or the sink. So when we do bring it out, we'll bring it out halfway. Now let's talk about the toilet. So this has a cassette toilet, and this model has a 4.7 gallon capacity. Now I know you're wondering how our awesome patch wall got started. Well, that's not something that comes with your 4-wheel camper. That's something we did on our own. Now some other features. There is a fan over the bed. It's operated via remote or buttons on there. And then there are 4 windows in the canvas itself. You have the cover on the thermal layer. Pull that back to expose the canvas. And you have this clear window, which you can pull back, and now you have a bug screen. And this is on all 4 windows around the camper. Now for a little TV magic. This is the roof actuator. So this helps you get the roof up if you're not able to do it yourself. Kate and I can both do it, so we don't really use this. But the reason for this is because with the AC unit, there is more weight on the roof. And the way this works is there's a clip here that you clip into this, use a little remote, and it just pushes the roof right up. It's a bit slow, but it does stow between these 2 clips if you want to keep it in the camper. We usually leave this behind at home. Since I mentioned the roof, let me just give you a quick demo how the roof goes down and then back up. There are bungee cords that go from side to side that help pull the canvas in when you're bringing the roof down. Once you secure those, then you just start bringing the roof down. It's pretty easy. Just pull this. And the roof comes down, and you can secure this in place. To put the roof back up, and obviously I'm just showing you this side, push on this bar and lift up on the roof. Now that takes some muscle strength. So if you're not able to do that, again, that's why they have the roof actuator. I'm 5'11", and the interior height in here is 6'6", to give you an idea of how much headroom I have. There are some more switches and things by the entrance. So these are all the different light switches. This is the on-off for our inverter, more 120 outlets. There's a 12-volt outlet, USB outlets, and then this runs the Starlink. So if we have Starlink, there's an exterior port where we can plug it in, and this is the on and off for that. All right, well, let's go outside and check out all the features. Now this does have the option for scissor steps, which we used to have on our original Hawk, but we didn't really use them. We just used a stirrup step, which we affectionately call the beer bottle opener, or a little step stool. Now, as the name implies, flatbed camper, this camper goes on a flatbed for a truck, not your standard truck bed, which requires a slide-in camper. Now, this is the Norweld tray. It's an all-aluminum flatbed with lockable storage front and rear on both sides, along with a storage tray in the back and an 11-gallon freshwater tank. Now, this is Norweld's older model. We got this back in 2020 and have since come out with an upgrade to it. But if you want to see the specs and all the things about this Norweld tray, head over to our other video where we showcase our original Hawk flatbed camper along with the tray and all of its features. Now, there is a screen on this. And to the left of the door is that bay opening I mentioned to you earlier. Now, these are all lockable. And you can access things inside. This can also be used as a little camp table. So we've used this with friends to put food and hors d'oeuvres on. I also use this for my outdoor coffee station because there is a 120 outlet right here that I can plug into. There's also a waterproof USB charging station. And this is the outlet for the power for your Starlink system. We also got the manual Fiamma awning. This awning also has the option to lock into the camper itself. So there's little feet where I would just take this and lock it into the side of the camper. I just haven't installed them yet. On the side of the camper, there's a floodlight at the back, amber night light, LED side light, and another floodlight. The door is held by a latch, and this is where you access your cassette to dump it. In here, you can visually see the freshwater tank, but on our monitor inside, you can see what the fresh and the gray tank levels are, as well as access one of the bolts in order to remove the camper off of the flatbed. At the rear of the camper, there are more floodlights, and they do offer a rear rack that mounts here and here, or you can mount different accessories. A couple things before I go into the rest of this camper. As you may notice, this side of the camper looks very similar to a golf ball because we had a few tornadoes in the area and got hit with a really bad hailstorm. And aside from the dents and things on this, everything else is working perfectly. No damage, even the stuff on the roof survived unscathed, except for some dimpling, which we really don't mind because we're going to take it off-road and probably get it scratched up anyway. Another thing is our old camper would stop right about here to give you an idea of the difference in size between the Hawk Plus and a standard Hawk. So it's about 12 inches shorter, and this one fits on the flatbed much better than the other one does. In this cabinet, we have dual propane tanks. I currently only have one installed. Here's the outdoor shower, and this is the outlet for the shower inside. So when you're taking a shower inside, just hook up a hose to this, put it into a bucket, a bag, or something like that. 30 amp shore power plug, the back end of the Truma Aquago system. This is access to the gray tank. So when you're ready to dump your gray tank, you just take this out, hook up a hose to it, put a bag or in some sort of container to go dump it. Freshwater fill and freshwater dump when you're ready to winterize your camper. Now let's talk a little bit about our F350. As I mentioned, this is a 2000 and it's a 7.3 diesel. Now we've lifted this and upgraded the suspension in a number of ways. We've added leaf springs as well as Timbren bump stops at the rear, which have really helped reduce the amount of sway with the camper. But the camper itself dry is just over 2,000 pounds. And then you add in all the water, all of our stuff, and the things we're carrying with us. And this thing gets pretty heavy, so the suspension mods have been a game changer for us. This has 272,000 miles as of filming this today. And we're just gonna keep putting more on it. I've put a lot of work into this thing, so it's running right. But basically, we built this thing to go up to Alaska and then potentially travel around the world one day in it. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. We haven't gotten to do too much camping yet in our Hawk Plus, but Kate and I are both really excited about it because when we had our original Hawk, we loved it. But there were a number of things we would have done differently with it. Well, when 4-Wheel Campers gave us the opportunity to help them design this Hawk Plus, they took all of our suggestions. And it's exciting to see it in person, it's exciting to camp in it, and we were very excited to get back out on the road in it and really see what it can do because it checks all the boxes for us. I'd love to know what you think about the Hawk Plus down in the comments below and things that you might do differently for future iterations. Now I want to get on to everyone's favorite topic, price. The Hawk Plus starts just under $44,000 and goes up from there depending on the options that you choose. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to see those videos I mentioned earlier about our original Hawk camper, the flatbed, and the truck, check out our YouTube channel. We're the Russos. We'll see you next time. Bye.
This video is sponsored by 4-Wheel Campers.